Hello everyone, good evening. Today we will talk on GST annual return. Now before talking about GST annual return, I want to understand how much you know about GST. So what is a GST? Is it a direct tax or indirect tax? What do you all feel? It is indirect tax. So when it is meant as indirect tax, what does that mean? Taxing on income or taxing on expense? It is taxing on expense. That is, every time you go and spend something, you are additionally for the product you are paying GST. Suppose you are buying a mobile. This mobile may cost you 15,000. Whenever you go and purchase this mobile, you are paying 15,000 plus GST. So whenever you are paying any tax on your spending, that is on your expenditure, it is called as an indirect tax. Similarly, income tax is a direct tax. That is, whatever you earn in a year, you are paying tax on that. So this is the difference between direct and indirect tax. Now that we understand what is GST, it's a type of indirect tax. How is it taxed? Based on what is it taxed? Is it based on spending? Is it based on consumption? Is it based on destination? What is it? Any idea here?
I think it is taxed on every step.
It is taxed on every step. It is a destination based consumption tax. That is, if you are purchasing something in Karnataka, the government of Karnataka will earn here and not other governments except central government. That is, every GST, every invoice that you are paying tax on will go to two governments. One is the central government, the other one is the state government where the product or service is consumed. So that is why it is called as destination based consumption tax. Whenever you are consuming something and where is it consumed, that is the important place of supply for GST. So next what we have is type of supply. When we say type of supply, I am trying to say about the exempted, nil rated and non-GST supply along with taxable supply. What is taxable supply? Someone here? What is taxable supply?
Which we have the tax.
Supply on which tax is paid. What is exempt supply?
On which tax is exempted.
It is exempted by way of a exemption notification. Similarly, what is nil rated tax? I mean supply. It is not zero rated. It is tax rate is zero. GST has a separate concept called zero rated supply. So it is not zero rated, it is nil rated. When I say nil rated, it is notified as taxable, but the rate of tax applicable is zero. So whatever other than that is available is taxable supply. So then there is one more thing called as non-GST supply. Any idea what is non-GST supply?
Like alcohol.
Alcohol, petroleum. Currently there are only two products, which is alcohol for human consumption and 5 types of petroleum products. We are not going in detail about this. I am just giving a brief intro so that we are all on the same page. Now, the important point for filing GSTR-9 is turnover. Any GST annual return is to be filed based on the turnover limit. Now here, which turnover are we considering? This may require your attention. Which turnover we are considering? Any idea?
Total turnover.
Total turnover, annual turnover. When I say which turnover, I am asking, is it only taxable supply, only exempt supply, or both, or everything aggregate? So what does aggregate annual turnover mean?
The total turnover, aggregate of all the turnover in the financial year.
In a financial year, in a state or entire country?
In entire country.
Entire country. So GSTR-9 turnover limit is 2 crore. Annual return for the financial year 22-23 is to be filed by those taxpayers whose annual aggregate turnover is more than 2 crores. This is PAN based and not registration based. When I mean PAN based, you may have 5 registrations on the same PAN. You have a company which has operations in Karnataka, Delhi, Goa, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, any state, where your individual turnover is not more than 2 crore. But when you consolidate all this, your total turnover is 2 crores or more. In that case, you have to file GSTR-9. Now, which state we have to file GSTR-9? Every state? Suppose there is 5 registrations. First registration is 2.25 crores. All other registration is 40 lakhs. In that case, where we have to file the annual return? Only on the first one? First one only? First one only? Everyone says first one and everyone are wrong. It is again GST annual return is filed based on annual turnover of a PAN. When your total turnover exceeds 2 crores, all GST registrations in the country should file GSTR-9, irrespective of the GST's turnover. It is for a PAN. When you consider you have 2 crores and more in your entire India operation, then all registrations where you have should be filed under GST annual return. Yes, now we have a question here. Yes, ma'am, please ask your question.
Sir, if your turnover in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra each has 75 lakh, then where will you file GSTR-9?
See, again, as we said now, annual turnover is taken based on PAN, irrespective of where your registration is. As madam said, it is in Karnataka, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, each having turnover of 75 lakh, which is totaling up to 2.25 crores, which means GSTR-9 is applicable, and she has a doubt where we have to file, because every turnover has 75 lakhs only. So again, I am repeating, GSTR-9 is filed based on annual aggregate turnover of a PAN in the country, and GSTR-9 should be filed for all the states where you have registration. So in her case, it is for Karnataka, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. All 3 states we are filing the annual return. Got it, ma'am? Yes. Anyone else who's having confusions here? Okay. Now I will have one more question here, which is my turnover is 1.5 crores, all exempt. Do I have to file GSTR-9?
If we are not touching 2 crores.
So we are not touching 2 crores. My turnover is also 2.5 crores, all exempt, no tax payable. Do we have to file GSTR-9?
Yes. Yes.
Everyone, yes?
Yes.
Correct. So my turnover is only 95 lakhs. Can someone file GSTR-9?
Yes.
They can file.
They can file. Are they required to file?
No.
No. So turnover limit, what we are saying, is for mandatory applicability of GSTR-9 as per section 44 along with relevant circulars. When I am saying a person with less than 2 crores can file, he can definitely file. It is not that he cannot file. Only thing is that turnover should be more than 2 crores to GSTR-9 to be mandatory. Otherwise also all registered persons have option to file their returns. I advise everyone to file their GSTR-9 because it helps you in your assessments. The next thing that I have to discuss here is, will GST annual aggregate turnover include export and SEZ supplies also? Everyone here, what do you feel? It will include.
All.
Will it include inward supplies? I am saying purchase on which we have to pay tax on RCM, reverse charge. Will it be included? When I am saying annual aggregate turnover, this GSTR 3B when we file, we include this RCM payable in the outward supply column. Now total of all turnover plus export and SEZ turnover plus inward supply on which RCM is payable. This is my annual aggregate turnover. Am I right or wrong?
You are right, sir.
You're right. Am I right? Right. So you all say annual aggregate turnover includes inward supplies on which RCM is payable. One person here says it is not included. All others here say it includes. Only one is correct, the other is wrong. So annual aggregate turnover is all turnover taxable, exempt, non-GST, nil rated, export, SEZ only. There is nothing else that is included in annual aggregate turnover. Not even the schedule 1, schedule 2 items where it is not at all a good or not at all a service, or inward supply on which RCM is payable, that is not included. So I am finally repeating on turnover. Any registered person who has turnover more than 2 crores in a financial year shall file GSTR-9 in all states where he is registered for that year. So I am repeating, a registered person who has turnover, all turnover except RCM turnover. When I say RCM turnover, again inward RCM only, not the outward RCM. If my supply itself is on RCM, then it should be included in my turnover. But whatever I purchase, if it is more than, if it is whatever amount, if it is applicable under RCM, then that is not included for my turnover calculation. If this turnover is more than 2 crores, then in all states where my registration is there, or in the same state if I am having more than one registration, every registration should file GSTR-9 for that year only. Again, going forward, next year my turnover comes below 2 crore. Am I to file GSTR-9? Say, for example, 2021-22 my turnover was 3 crores. Now, 22-23 it is only 1 crore. Am I liable to file GSTR-9? No. As I said, it is for that year only we are considering. So, this is the introduction on turnover of GSTR-9. Now, we will discuss on who or when the return is to be filed. Who needs to file the return? We have already discussed just now. So, when the return needs to be filed, it can be filed any time after the end of financial year, but before 31st of December of the next financial year. That is, for 2022-23 financial year, I can file from April 1, 2022 till, 23 till 31st of December 2023. So it is very clear there is only one date, 31st of December 2023 is the last date for filing annual return of 22-23. There shouldn't be any doubt here, it is very clear. So someone misses the due date. Say I file it on 5th of January 2024. What is the consequence? What happens? Nothing much. There is penalty also, which we'll discuss later on if required. But as it is, to file the return itself, we have to pay the late fees. What is the late fee? Up to last year, it was 200 rupees flat rate, which can go up to 0.25% of your turnover. But now it has been rationalized, where if your turnover is up to 5 crores, late fee is 50 rupees per day. And if it is up to 20 crores, and that is 5 crore to 20 crores, late fee is 100 rupees per day. And if it is going above 20 crores, then it is 200 rupees per day. Again, this 5 to 20 up to 20 crores, maximum limit of late fees 0.04% of your turnover. And above that, if it is more than 20 crore, it is 0.5% of your turnover. So this is on the due date and the late fees applicable for the annual return. Any doubts here? Do you have to repeat the figures? Not required. Okay.